love, sweetheart, and the rest of the nauseous cant in which men and their wives are so fulsomely familiar.
Don't ever mention her again.
Don't ask! Don't ask!
Is there any?
Yes, brother.
Talk to them.
Sending tabs to your mothers.
We had a lot going on, Howie. We couldn't deal with the dog.
I was fine with the dog. I was the one walking.
Oh, faithless coward! Oh, dishonest wretch! What? Will thou be made a man out of my vice?
Should have taken it out.
So is this going to be your tendency? Like, is this going to be what you're going to want to use as a technique going forward outside of this group when you go to audition or take on a role? Is this going to be your go-to technique, do you think?
Simply, yes.
Like I got rid of the tape.
I'm
Get
talking
it?
about the tape! It's not just the tape! I started utilizing the technique at a low level for some screen auditions, and they felt better than they ever have.
The clothes! You have to stop trying to erase it! You have to stop it! You have to stop!
I think it'll become another tool for me, because I think it'll be very interesting to see what it's like going in and going, oh, you have no idea what pattern I'm doing right now, and you're not giving me a pattern right now. And I mean, also in my practice as a director as well, I'm very excited to see how that translates into watching actors' bodies and their impulses in myriads of different forms in theater. So I think it's there, and I think it will always be there now for me, which is, very exciting. What's the comfort?
Why? As all comforts are. Most good. Most good indeed.
In the research, we did kind of discuss what is authenticity. How do we achieve authenticity? And
Life. I'd throw it down for your deliverance as frankly as a penny.
oh, thanks, dear Isabel. When I go into 1A, I am inducing a state of tenderness, and like Heidi said, and also, I mean, for me, like my 3B, my sadness has a lot of mixes in it in real life, but being able to access the patterns, there's a purity to that sadness that I've never experienced in my own life, and so that gives me more range in a character, and I'm able to navigate a character's backstory or identity more fully because of that.
Be ready, Claudia, for your death tomorrow.
Yes.
See people feel in the training that they don't have. There's not a focus on safety, entering and exiting an emotional state.
Please tell me. No.
I feel like if I had this in my training, it would have been very, very beneficial for my emotional and mental health. And that's why I really love this practice, because that's a major focus.
This idea that if you are suffering after the show, you're doing a better job than the people who aren't, and you are serving your role more authentically. If you are actually injuring yourself, but that is not true, because we're all here playing pretend, and no one should have to be traumatized about it. And it's not a good thing if they are. So I think that at the very least, introducing that into the culture and making people aware that being in pain after the show doesn't mean you're doing a better job than anyone else, and in fact might mean you're doing a worse job, would at least that element certainly serve in theater school to make a more professional and healthy environment.
In the past, I've found that no matter what research I do, how much preparation I do, leading up to the opening night or every night of the performance backstage. No matter how much I do, how much I dwell on it, think about it, prepare, that would result in a certain deadening, to borrow your word, in the moments on stage, because it was so in my head and trying to plot everything out and meet every benchmark I set for myself. Whereas with this, I'm just purely present on stage, and it's extremely exciting, and it feels alive.
Then we're agreed. Shall I kiss your hand upon the contract?